Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews. We have some news, but before we get into that, I just want to take a minute and ask you guys to make sure that if you like this type of content, that you hit that subscribe button as well as the bell next to it to be notified of every video I post here on the channel. And if you could do me a huge favor and give this video a thumbs up, that helps the channel out greatly every time you do that. Anyway, on with the news. The very first thing that I have for you guys is actually the launch of a brand new store. This was brought to my attention thanks to my good friend Chris Raymond Dyer from Australia. This is a store from Australia, and as you can see, it's called the Jurassic Store. Now this store is basically run by a friend of his that he knows is a fellow collector, and her attempt to run this store is basically to give collectors a chance to acquire different items from all over the place. So she will be shipping worldwide, which isn't something you see too often from stores like this, so straight away that's pretty admirable if you ask me. But they also have just tons of different products on the store, all sorts of different dinosaur related products. Again, stuff that may not be so easily to acquire in Australia, stuff that may not be so easily to acquire here in the United States. It just really depends, but again, quite a good mixture of all different things that you can go ahead and check out, and potentially again pick yourself up some really cool dinosaur related products from the Jurassic Store. I will include a link in the description to where you can check that store out, and again, maybe place an order to get yourself some really awesome dinosaur collectibles. And speaking of stores that are brand new to me, I just also found out about a different store, again thanks to another friend of mine, Todd Gatliff, and he let me know about this very cool store on eBay. The store is called Box Relics. Now this store is actually selling different Jurassic Park models, but these are actually the casts that were previously owned by Chronicle Collectibles. Unfortunately, as many of you probably know, Chronicle Collectibles went out of business. Well, Box Relics had purchased the rights to these models, and they are now selling them in, again, model kit type form. So if there were any of the Chronicle Collectibles models that you might have missed out on that you really wanted to get a hold of, this is definitely the way to go. They are not recasters. They do own the rights to the products themselves. So again, definitely really cool for anyone that had missed out on any of the stuff prior. There were a lot of different Chronicle items that were coming out that I was really excited about and wanted to get my hands on, like the Stegosaurus specifically, but never did, unfortunately. And it's super cool now to see that they are selling them on eBay again, giving others the chance to actually pick some of this stuff up if you actually had missed it prior, and give it your own personal paint job. So just like with the Jurassic Store, I will include a link in the description to Box Relics on eBay, where you can head on over there, check out all the different products they have available currently, and maybe grab yourself some. And then as far as Star Ace and X Plus goes, there's a brand new Wonders of the Wild model that has just gone up for pre-order. Another Sean Cooper sculpt. It is a Spinosaurus, and this is a really cool model actually. I love the idea that they've come up with for this one. So what we basically have is a wading Spinosaurus who is just walking through some body of water looking for some prey. And what's cool about this is, even though you obviously can't bring the water with you for the model, they've gone ahead and painted the model in a way that it looks like it's still partially submerged in the water, and that is just like one of the most unique and creative ideas I think I've seen when it comes to a dinosaur model. And I think it looks really nice. Like the way that they've done this, it looks so beautiful and honestly quite realistic. And of course there are different versions. You can get the standard version. There's also a deluxe version that includes a fossil replica, something that they've been doing with all of the different Wonders of the Wild series models. But definitely a really neat looking Spino, very nice looking paint job for it as well. So if you are interested in picking this up, I will include a link in the description to Big Bad Toy Store, where this is currently available to pre-order. And then as far as Schleich goes, although we don't actually have any images of them or anything, it seems as though they have revealed the upcoming models for 2023, species name wise anyway. It appears as though we will be getting a Schleich Gallimimus. We will also be getting a Tarbosaurus, a Monolophosaurus, a Gastonia, and an Edmontosaurus. Honestly, there's some really cool species, and I'm definitely excited to see what Schleich does with these. I've been a pretty big fan of Schleich for many years. Not everyone is a big fan of them because their models are sometimes a little bit stylish, not exactly the most accurate versions of the dinosaurs that they create, but I usually am a pretty big fan of pretty much all of their stuff, so definitely excited to see these released from Schleich next year. And then as far as Rebor goes, they have shown off another potential paint scheme for their Deinosuchus. Now this is one that I personally am not very interested in. I really am very interested in the other two that they had released, but this one is based on an orca, and I thought it was very interesting, a little bit strange, but at the same time it looks kind of cool here on this model. I don't know if they're definitely going through with this paint job or if this is basically something that they're just kind of advertising to get a feel of how people feel about it. But very, very interesting. If you are interested in actually seeing this get a release, make sure you head to the Rebor Facebook account and leave a comment letting them know that you do like this and maybe it's something that you would purchase if they do release it. And then as far as the Ancestors line, they have just unveiled another model that will be coming from them very soon. It is a Prehistoric Planet Tyrannosaurus Rex, and you can see it's a swimming version, kind of replicating the scene in Prehistoric Planet where the T-Rex crosses the body of water with its young, and it definitely looks really nice. As per usual, the Ancestors line produces some of the nicest models I have ever seen, as I do own a few of them now, and absolutely am looking forward to acquiring more in the near future. And this Rex, honestly, I would say is a must-have, especially if you're a fan of Prehistoric Planet. It's definitely something you're going to want to pick up. It hasn't gone up for pre-order or anything quite yet, but when it does, I of course will let you guys know. And then as far as Arctic Figures goes, they have unveiled the full finished sculpt of their upcoming 1/12 scale Gallimimus, and man, is it ever beautiful. And on top of being beautiful, look at all of the articulation. This thing is, again, articulated to the max, as they usually are when it comes to an Arctic Figures sculpt, but that just has some amazing articulation through the neck, the tail, everything. Definitely a dream-worthy Gallimimus if you ask me, and I've been waiting for a very long time to get a beautiful version of the Gallimimus, and I do have the Hammond collection version, which is really nice, but in my opinion this version from Arctic Figures is definitely going to outdo that Hammond collection release. And speaking of Arctic Figures, they actually also announced that they will be doing another scale of their dinosaurs. So they've been focusing on the 1/12 scale. They're actually going to be creating some 1/18 scale figures as well to try to make the price go down a little bit, maybe make it a little bit more affordable for some people, and of course drop the size a little bit. And the first one that they will be releasing in that scale is a Jurassic Park Velociraptor, and they've actually updated some of the articulation, as we will now have more articulation in the ankle and toe area for this figure. So definitely good news for anybody that missed out on the 1/12 scale JP Raptor and still wants to acquire one. You'll be able to grab yourself the 1/18 scale version in no time. And then as far as Beast Kingdom goes, not long ago I had reviewed a Tyrannosaurus Rex, Jurassic Park style Tyrannosaurus Rex from them. They are now releasing 2 more models, and these as well are up for pre-order on Big Bad Toy Store. So if you are interested in these, make sure you check the links in the description, as I will link you directly to the listings for these models. But first of all, you can see we've got a Fallen Kingdom style T-Rex, and I will say the sculpt of this, and actually the paint, is way better than what we had seen on the last one that I had reviewed. The last one looked okay, but as far as like screen accuracy goes, these are miles ahead of what we had seen on the last model. Really nice looking sculpt, pretty decent paint, and of course it has a light up feature with the volcano, which is even cooler. Definitely a really nice looking model that I absolutely pre-ordered the moment I saw it. And they are also going to be releasing a Jurassic World Dominion Velociraptor Blue and Beta, and although I think Beta looks a little bit weird at certain views here, not the best Velociraptor Beta that's out there, but it still looks really nice, and if the paint job looks half as nice as what we see here on these models, I'll definitely be very excited about this. But still, again, another really cool Beast Kingdom model that they are releasing, way better than the previous Rex, and I just hope that they continue to release more and more of these, because I was actually a pretty big fan of the last release as far as that T-Rex goes, and I'll definitely be a fan of both of these. And speaking of Velociraptor Blue and Velociraptor Beta, not long ago I had promoted the release of the upcoming multi-pack of Jurassic films on 4K that was coming with this really cool exclusive statue. Well, thanks to Collect Jurassic for sharing this, but someone had actually posted theirs that they acquired, and wow, the Velociraptor Blue and Beta is potentially one of the worst things that I've ever seen. Like, it looks horrible. So anybody that was excited about this or had pre-ordered this expecting to get a really nice high quality statue for the $150 price range, which is what it cost for this set, I would say it might be something you may want to rethink and potentially cancel like I did, because if you wanted the model to look as though the promotional images had shown us. Clearly it is not going to look anything like that, and again, both of the models here with Velociraptor Blue and Beta definitely don't look very good, and the final product unfortunately is a massive letdown. I also wanted to show you guys this fantastic t-shirt that I recently acquired from Mort Crimp Media. This is something that I promoted on my Instagram and Facebook accounts, but I thought it was so cool that I really wanted to show it to you guys here in a news video to kind of increase its reach, to show more people how cool this shirt is. Again, this is something that he is selling, he has created himself, so if you are interested in picking this shirt up, I will include a link in the description as well to Mort Crimp Media's social media accounts where you can inquire further and contact him about picking one of these beautiful shirts up. And then as far as Mattel goes, we have a look at the Hammond collection Ellie Sattler, which definitely is the first time we've had some really good, nice, high-quality images of her, giving us a pretty good idea of what she looks like, and I think she looks pretty good as far as like screen accuracy goes. It definitely looks like Ellie Sattler, and the fact that we have the alternate arms there with the Triceratops feces is actually really awesome. Again, probably one of the coolest extras you could give a figure like this, and I don't know exactly when this is going to be releasing. I think potentially in September I had heard, but I could be entirely wrong about that, so hopefully it's not too far off, but definitely another really fun Hammond collection figure coming from Mattel. And speaking of Mattel, again, the final thing that we have today is a look at the upcoming wave of minifigures, and there are some really cool ones in this round. Unfortunately, I was really excited about the advent calendar that recently released due to the Parasaurolophus and Ceratosaurus repaint that we had in that set, but it looks as though both of those will be coming in the next round of minis, as you can see here. But the one that I'm most excited about is that Nasutoceratops, sporting those beautiful Battle at Big Rock colors. That thing looks fantastic. I really hope Mattel releases another larger Nasutoceratops at some point and gives us that paint scheme, because it looks great here on the mini. And you can also see that we've got a different version of an Atrociraptor we haven't had prior, or at least not that I can recall. Another Therizinosaurus, which looks to be exactly the same figure we've had repeatedly. A different version of the Concavinator, again kind of recreating that Roarivore version that we had a while back. Same deal with the Suchomimus, which also takes the coloration of a previously released version. You can see that we also have a Morose in the minifigure line, which is pretty sweet, as well as the Stygimoloch, a Yankshuanosaurus, which is also a different repaint, and a Sinoceratops and Pyroraptor. Definitely a wave that I'm excited about. No idea when these will start to release, but when they do, I'll absolutely be snatching them up. So as of right now, guys, that's all the news I've got. When more comes out, I'll be sure to send it your way, but until then, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.